What's up, guys? It's your man DX. Welcome back to the Elite DX channel. Today, we're going to be talking about the many plans of Mia Khalifa. She's up to Plan D, which looks suspiciously almost the same as Plan A. So, in life, like how you have plans, and people have plans of what they want to do and what they want to be. And it usually involves making a whole lot of money and having a good life. And, that's men and women, And that's usually in your teens and early 20s, sometimes late 20s. But sometimes Plan A doesn't work out and you have to go to Plan B. You have to have a backup. Well, I've never seen anybody who has a Plan B, C, and D like Mia Khalifa. And of course, all of these plans include using her looks and her body to get over. Now, in my opinion, she's all right. She's just okay as far as looks. I mean, I've seen and actually been with better. I've even been with Middle Eastern women who look better, but she's not hideous or anything. I mean, she's above average. But that's just my opinion. So she was born in Lebanon and she came into this country, the U.S., back in 2001. Now, I assume it was before 9/11 because they weren't letting anybody into this country from countries like Lebanon after 9/11. But she was 8 years old at the time. And now fast forward several years, and she ended up graduating from the University of Texas with a degree in history. Now, you would think that that would have been Plan A, to be a highly paid academic or a highly paid historian or commentator on a major network or something. But no, right after graduating, she moves to Miami and is propositioned to be in some, let's just say, alternative movies. Well, what do you know? She accepts the offer and that becomes Plan A. So she starts acting in these alternative movies around the year 2014. She's only 21 years old, and she becomes a big hit. And a few years later, she signs an exclusive contract with a very popular alternative movie website, which starts with the letter P, and everything falls in line. She becomes very rich and very famous and lives happily ever after because Plan A is a total success, right? No. Famous, yes, but rich, not so much. Reading from this article from August of 2019, titled, Mia Khalifa reveals how little she made doing alternative movies and people are stunned. Former alternative movie actress and webcam model Mia Khalifa conducted an interview recently about her controversial past and revealed she only made about $12,000 in that profession. Now, I already knew this because I was offered a few times back in the day to go ahead and do some alternative movies, but I never took any of these people up on their offers because I found out how little money they pay you to do these movies. And they pay women a little more than they pay men, but it's still not very much. I would say a man, they would pay you $200, $300, $400, and if you're really good, $500 to come in and handle your business on camera. Now, with the women, they would pay them about, $750, $800, maybe $900. And if you're really good, about $1,000 to just come in and bust it out on camera. And Mia Khalifa says she did about 11 movies. So 12,000 total sounds about right. A little farther down, it says, Khalifa works as a sports broadcaster now, but says a lot of people still assume she works in the alternative movie industry. Everybody deserves a second chance, and everybody has a past they're not proud of. Now, this is a little disingenuous because she just said that the money wasn't right, and she's kind of salty about it. Then she goes on to say she left the industry because of all the negative attention it was giving her. She also received death threats due to her ethnicity and for her huge popularity on that website that starts with a P. Now, this is basically all BS, and we know the real reason she decided not to do it anymore. It was because the money was funny, and she decided to go and move on to Plan B. Now, what was Plan B? Well, in late 2017, she decided she was going to be a quote-unquote sports broadcaster. I guess because of her popularity on that website that starts with a P, somebody over at Complex Network thought it would be a good idea to put her on a sports talk show. Well, obviously, that didn't last long, according to this article from February of 2018 titled, Mia Khalifa Quits Role on Complex's Out of Bounds. It reads, Mia Khalifa has quit her role as co-star for Complex's sports talk show Out of Bounds after just 2 months. The former alternative film star spent 2 months on the show, but has now announced her departure to focus on other business ventures. Speaking on the Lance Armstrong podcast Forward, the 25-year-old said, I didn't want to be in L.A. It was my dream job, but I walked away when I realized I wouldn't watch my own show. I love Complex, but they were understanding when I said I wanted to leave. Khalifa has now launched her own show on streaming service Switch. Further down the article, it says, Khalifa's time in sports journalism may have been short-lived, but she certainly managed to cause a stir, especially in the world of women's wrestling. Well, it sounds like the money was kind of funny there at Complex, too, and that didn't really work out because she wants to control her own product and make as much money off of it as she can. So she leaves a show on a network and goes over to a private streaming service where she can have her own show. Well, actually, I don't have a problem with that at all. But obviously, the money wasn't right in that situation either because she ends up moving on to Plan C. Now, what was Plan C? Of course, I think I'll marry a millionaire and I'll get him to pay for this. And I'll just share what he has. Right? No, not so fast. There's a thing called sexual marketplace value, or SMV. It's like karma, you know? So because of all the things that she has done in her past in these alternative movies, she was not able to get a millionaire, but she did get a half millionaire. Somebody who's halfway there. And the details of their engagement are laid out in this article from March of 2019 titled, Alternative Movie Star Mia Khalifa Engaged to Boyfriend Robert Sandberg. Mia Khalifa is officially off the market. Yes, you read that right. Alternative movie star Mia Khalifa is engaged to boyfriend Robert Sandberg. The Swedish chef proposed to the Lebanese-American sports show host and ex-alternative movie star Khalifa on Thursday in Chicago. Both Mia and Robert took to their respective Instagram accounts to share the good news with everyone. Now, as far as I can tell, they haven't actually gone through with it and gotten married. There's no marriage date or anything like that, but both of them have been on social media referring to each other as husband or wife. So what does that mean? Does it mean that Plan C is still in effect? Or does it mean that Plan C is just not going to be enough? Because, you know, the money seems kind of funny to her here, too, because he's not an actual millionaire, you know. He's only worth $500,000, so to a chick like this, she feels she's entitled to have access to millions. So she's trying to get that bag and live that lifestyle. Your dude ain't balling out of control hard enough for you. So what do you do now? You kind of institute Plan D while you're still in Plan C, I guess. So what is Plan D? Well, let's see. Plan D is laid out in this article from earlier this month titled, Ex-alternative movie star Mia Khalifa joins OnlyFans to take back power from Instagram. In part, it reads, Ex-alternative movie star and sports commentator Mia Khalifa has joined paid-for website OnlyFans and vowed to post regular content for subscribers. The Beirut-born model, 27, who received death threats after ranking #1 on that site that starts with a P, has turned her attention to the subscription-based platform. She revealed the news on Instagram in a tongue-in-cheek post about making money, sharing a snap of herself eating sushi with her laptop next to her on her OnlyFans page. She wrote, "I have a full-time job as an accountant," with a smiley emoji. So OnlyFans is a site where celebrities and semi-celebrities go to connect with so-called fans who are willing to pay them a monthly subscription fee to see content, pictures, movies, whatever, that they wouldn't normally see. And because of that, OnlyFans is kind of off the grid. And so a lot of the content on there has to be alternative content, if you know what I mean and catch my drift. It sounds like to me that Plan D is pretty much the same as Plan A. I'll get a bunch of weak beta male simp followers to go ahead and pay me a subscription fee every month so that they can see pictures and other content of my extremely used private parts. Oh, but this time there's a twist. This time, I will get to say where all of that money goes. And most of it is going into my account. That is why she joked that she has a, quote, job as a full-time accountant. Guys, it's the same old story. Women dedicate their lives to taking the easiest and shortest route from point A to point B. Point A being them, and point B being millions of dollars. They're looking for the easiest path to that lifestyle. And that's mostly women from the millennial generation and from Generation Z. They've grown up in a culture and a society where there are people like Kim Kardashian and the Kardashians and other people like that who haven't worked a day in their lives and have no discernible talent or skills. They just make alternative videos and release alternative photos that weak men and desperate men are willing to pay to see. It's the simp economy, and they just use it as a bailout. And this is exactly what Mia Khalifa is doing. She just wants to leech off of desperate men who want to feel like they're important and want to feel like that they have a chance of getting with somebody like her. So she's going to milk it for all it's worth. Guys, don't do this. Don't take your hard-earned money and give it over to women like this who are just giving you a glimpse at some used-up product that's not really worth it. You can find alternative pictures and other content of these very same women for free online if you really want to, so don't do it. Now, if I could just reach a few men with this channel and persuade them not to be doing stuff like this, then I've achieved my mission. Now, let's just back up a second here. You have to wonder just how much of a simp this Robert Sandberg, Mia Khalifa's boyfriend, fiance, soon-to-be husband, or whatever, you have to wonder how much of a simp and a beta male he is. That's another thing. Do not get with women like this. If you have an opportunity or a chance in the future to get with women like this, do not. You see, one thing is always going to haunt him as long as he's with her. He knows that there have been at least 11 men out there who have ran up in his girl and have had their way with her. And actually, it's probably way more than 11. And not only that, it's documented and it's on camera. It's floating around out there. You just shouldn't have to deal with that type of embarrassment. And as a man, you should have more pride in yourself than to settle for some used up, recycled, former alternative movie star type of woman. Especially if you make a real decent income like he does. Well, I guess that's it for today's video. Thank you for checking out the Elite DX channel again. If you liked the content you heard in this video, smash that like button down below just to let me know you liked it. And after you do that, leave me a comment so I'll know what's on you guys' minds. What do you think about this situation with Mia Khalifa? And also, if you know some friends and stuff online, go ahead and tell them about the Elite DX channel. Tell them to check it out and see what they think. And share this video on all social media platforms that you want to. It's all good. And last but not least, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. If you believe you already are subscribed to my channel, do me a favor and go ahead and double check that you are subscribed to my channel. And I will catch you guys somewhere in the mix. So until next time, this is your man DX, and I am out.